Okay, everybody, it is me, Gregory Mannarino. It is still Monday, May 3rd, 2021. Just a lovely day. Absolutely. So much happened today that I don't even know where to begin. My lovely notepad. You know how much I love this notepad. I don't know why. I have this thing, this connection with my notepad. It's kind of weird. Yeah, but look at this. Just look. Look at all the stuff I scribbled on here. This is what's going on. And I want to talk about all of that. Anyway, just real quick, another big shout out to all of you that support my work. You're the greatest. I really appreciate it. All right, so let's start off with the... Where to start? I guess we'll start with the market. All right, so the broader market, the S&P 500, put on a nice rally today. Dow Jones Industrial Average higher, NASDAQ lower. Okay. What else happened today? 10-year yield stable. Crude oil got bid higher and the dollar lower. What's that recipe for? The market to move higher. Oh yeah. And guess what happened? Well, the broader market did move higher. Imagine my shock. You must be surprised too. Let's talk about the other big story with regard to these markets today. Silver. Silver took off. A gain of over 4%. Gold got a nice bid. Cryptocurrencies are getting bid higher here, people, except for XRP, which took a little hit today. Dash, my newest cryptocurrency pick, or actually only the second one I've ever said to buy publicly, is doing very well. And I did add to that position today. And I will continue to add to that position on a regular basis. I'm going to say it again. Do your own research. But in my opinion, Dash is very undervalued. I mean, almost to the point of ridiculousness. All right. With that said, people, so what did we cover here? Dollar lower, crude higher, stocks overall higher. Just lovely. What else would you expect here? Silver really took off today. But again, we can look at this and laugh anyway, because there's no price discovery mechanism. Sure, it's great that it's higher, but it is so suppressed right now. I mean, it should be multiples higher, silver. I mean, multiples, and then multiples on top of that higher, based on debt acquisition, debt expansion, Federal Reserve buying it all, central banks around the world inflating like we've never seen before, debts and deficits exploding, and all this is going to get much, much worse. So, again, very simple. Bet against this debt. Become your own central bank. You know that. Period. The end. All right. Let us move forward here because, again, a lot of stuff. So silver I told you about. But let's talk about this. So this is like the second warning that we've heard from Bank of America. Bank of America, a couple of weeks back, warning about a market drop. Now they're warning that there is euphoria in the stock market. Again, so I guess Bank of America is anticipating the stock market to take a hit. Well, if it does, what would I tell you? If this stock market today, in this environment of ever-expanding debt and easy money, like you cannot believe, what would Greg Mannarino say if the stock market were to fall 5, 10, 15, or 20%? What would I do? I would say, buy the dip. Yeah, I would say the same thing, buy the dip. If gold and silver fell, if cryptocurrencies fell, we must use all of this as a weapon against the freak show. Okay, the freak show is going to continue to inflate, is going to continue to buy everything. So we need to be on the opposite side of that. Are we eventually going to get a market crash? Sure we are. But Bank of America here warning on euphoria in the market and then warning about a big drop a couple of weeks ago. It makes me bullish. I don't know. I can't help myself. I really can't. What else did we find out today? How about economic news? Now, we're supposed to be in a boom. Everything is great. You know it is. Well, U.S. manufacturing is actually slowing down. Can you imagine my shock? Wait a minute. I got to get this right. I need a shocked face. Shocked. Are you shocked? No, because our economy is in free fall. If we were not in free fall, Would we have, let's see, the current freak show administration with the living dead puppet, Biden, basically running, well, pretending to run the show right now? Would we have him calling for trillions of dollars in more debt, more spending? Would we have a Federal Reserve buying at least $120 billion of assets per month? Of course not. No. Wow. Anyway, what else did we find out today? I told you it was a lovely day. Margin debt. The amount of cash people are borrowing to participate in the freak show stock market just hit yet again a new all-time record high. And that's going to continue. These are leveraged bets. You understand? Some people at one particular time are going to get melted. They're going to get destroyed. Me, I don't trade on a margin. I trade with cash I have. If I don't have it, I don't trade. Period. Now, there's a lot of market correction calls. CNBC, Fox Business, Bloomberg, they're parading out, these people, the stock market's in for a correction. We just had one kind of recently. It was a small correction, but we had one nonetheless. And again, going back to what Bank of America is saying, and now what these other freaks are saying, is the market due for a correction? Let me explain this to you. There's no such thing as due for anything when it comes to the market. It's not due for anything, okay? If it gets a correction, it'll happen. What would I do? Like I said, I would be in here buying the dip, period. Is easy money going to stop? No. Is the Fed going to continue to buy everything? Yeah. So I would see any dip in this market as a buying opportunity. I'm telling you straight out. So I don't know another way to put it. Now, this gets even more freaky. So we heard from not one, but two Fed presidents today with kind of conflicting views on inflation. Inflation. Oh, yeah, we have inflation now. You remember how we had no inflation, but now we have it. But it's only temporary, according to some. Let's talk about that. So Fed President Williams today, another freak, okay? This guy is saying that, oh, yeah, you're right. We went from no inflation to having inflation, but it's only temporary. Imagine my shock on that statement. But we get this guy, Fed President Barkin today, Barkin. He's not so sure. As a matter of fact, he's saying inflationary pressures are going to get worse. Duh. At least we have one Fed freak, telling us the truth here. This is not temporary. And I'm going to tell you something else. Again, what are we really looking for, you and me? What? We're waiting for the money velocity, the rate at which cash is moving through the economy, to start to move. Once that happens, because right now we are at historic lows, once money actually starts moving, even a tiny bit, the effect of inflation is going to be dramatic, very dramatic, because you got all these extra bills that the Federal Reserve is creating out of thin air. Okay, they're just adding it to a digital screen. They're going to start to chase the same amount of goods once that money velocity gets rolling. Okay, so forget about any imbecile telling you or trying to convince you that these inflationary issues are just temporary. They are not temporary. You have to understand what's really going on, and I think you do. We are right now in a currency crisis. How do we know we're in a currency crisis? Because the Fed keeps printing and adding digits to a screen literally like there's no tomorrow, and they are buying everything. They are basically creating a lot of liquidity out here. And if they were to stop doing this, even for a nanosecond, this whole thing around us stops. You understand? So the Fed right now is printing, adding digits to a screen in epic amounts just to stop a freezing up of the system, or a credit freeze, a lockup of the system. You understand? So that's how you know we are in a full-blown currency crisis. Now, the effect of this moving forward is very simple. the inflationary pressures are going to get much, much worse. Much, much worse. Okay. Money printing, adding digits to a screen, much, much worse. The calls for more spending from the current fake government, with the dead person, basically, who doesn't realize he's dead, leading us right now, or pretending to lead us, calls for more spending. Again, it's a game that they play, okay? The Federal Reserve is the real government. The rest of it is just a puppet show. Bunch of dead puppets. You understand? They don't know they're dead, but they actually are. So, we are marching into a deliberate currency crisis. Again, what are they going to do? We're going to get a lot more inflation, more money printing, more debt creation, more debt acquisition, currency crisis. People are going to go, oh my goodness, what's going on? Help us, please. Please, help. Oh, don't worry about it. We got you covered. Here's a new currency, old digital, backed by nothing. That's what they're going to do, people. Mark my words. They're getting ready for it. They're setting it up. So, but you're on the right side. Again, you are on the right side of this if you've been following this blog. You already are your own central bank. I'm more than certain that most of you that follow this blog are your own central bank, meaning you're holding hard assets, physical silver, at least physical silver. You should have some gold, some platinum, palladium. You should have some cryptocurrencies. And if you are so inclined, you should be in this market, taking advantage of it because it's going higher. Anyway, I think you get it. I really do, and it's a complete freak show, and it's about to get a lot freakier. I can promise you that. All right, people, that's it. Kind of a long-ish video. Please share this video. Get it out there. Very important stuff here. And I will see all of you in the morning. I'm looking forward to it. Beautiful.